Welcome to another episode of the Red Room Dialogue, a show that takes a look at love, sex, relationships, and marriage in the modern world. My name is Inspired, and I'm super fired up to be here today because the topic we're taking a look at today is something that I absolutely love. It is something that everyone should take a critical look into. And what am I talking about? Red flags in relationships leading to marriage. My guests are in-house already seated, yep, but I'm not going to bring them in just yet. We're going to go on this very short break. When we come back, it would be a loaded package, and you don't want to miss it. I'll see you guys after this short break. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, this is the Red Room Dialogue, a show that takes a look at love, sex, relationships, and marriage in the modern world. Coming to you live from iRavelStudios. I am super excited because my guests are ready to dive so deep into this topic. To my far left, because they always say ladies first, please give it up for an amazing person, drop dead gorgeous, Gen Z Pro Max, seasoned OAP Bolawa Olawore.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here, and I love this topic. I have so much to say, you guys, like a lot.
Okay, to my no shade to the men, of course, we absolutely love them. To my immediate left is a seasoned therapist, life coach, hands-on businessman, entrepreneur. Please welcome with me the amazing Mr. Babajide Braimah, who, of course, is a friend of the family.
Aww, did I say that correctly? It's good to be back. I mean, it feels like
again.
Anytime I'm here, I'm always home.
All right, what are you feeling about this topic? Red flags in relationships leading to marriage.
Well, it's like she said, it's an interesting topic, and it's very, very, very vital. There are things you need to look out for when you're dating someone and it's leading to marriage. And even if it's not leading to marriage, you need to look out for red flags because it can really affect your life, moving forward. Can make you could lose your self-esteem, your sense of self-worth.
I know you're pumped to talk about it. Just, chill a little bit. Okay. I know when it comes to red flags, it can be relative because it varies from person to person. So, and I've heard people talk about this list. If it's not this, if she's not that, Have you ever come across such things in your profession?
Yes, loads. But people don't write it down literally, like you said. They have a mental list.
Oh, I wrote it down. I went to my notepad on there. I was like, you know what? Let me write this down.
Gen Z. I apologize.
If you prepare to fail, what's that proverb? Prepare to fail.
If you don't prepare, you would prepare to fail.
Yes, exactly.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
So you actually have a list?
Yes, no.
Please share some things with us.
Maybe after the show. I don't want to make it public. I don't want anyone to be prostrate.
Okay, so you don't want people to walk around your list and feel like they can impress you, and then that's actually smart. But most people that I've talked to, they have a mental list. They know in their head, like, okay, if he's a Christian, that's a red flag. You know, if he doesn't have a good job, yes, if he doesn't have a good job, that's a red flag. If he's not religious, that's a red flag. If he's religious, that's a red flag. If he's manipulative, but of course, there are some things you would not know on the surface until you get to know the person.
On a deeper level.
You know, childhood trauma, whatnot, all those things come to play.
Okay, Bolawa, let me come to you real quick. No shade. I know you're married and you talked about, some things that you wrote down in your list. Like, what are those things that you can live with? And what are those things you would just say and like, I don't think this is working for me?
Okay, so when it comes to the list, there are like dimensions to it. Like, there are some things that you're probably like, yeah, maybe I could compromise. If I like the person enough, I could like compromise. But there are some things that you're just like, no way. Like narcissists. Someone is not like, that is harmful. You're just like, no way. If someone is just a pathological liar, like they just lie. I've met people that lie.
We have a lot of those types of men
for no reason.
No shade.
Everywhere.
No, they just lie. Like they will lie about like the silliest things. These people that they say that if they say that it's raining, go and look outside. Those kind of people. You have to.
Not to digress, but men lie a lot. But
men,
women,
you say?
Yeah, men lie a lot.
Yoruba men.
No, just men. Men lie a lot. All these small lies and everything that they think is not harmful. Like, okay, I'm at Maryland and he hasn't even left where he is or anything like that. But women lie the big lies.
Big or small?
This is your baby.
You're going into another. You're going into.
It just clicked.
Like you're going.
What?
The thing is that somebody lying pathologically is actually very weird.
I know. I'm
like, why are you lying? Like, some things are just not worth the stress. As an adult, you realize that nobody can beat you. So you just be wondering, like, why are you lying? Like, it would turn your brain, like, why did you lie? Like, it just
doesn't make any sense.
You could have just come forward.
Like, I'm not going to beat you, obviously. And so, pathological liars and narcissists, people that do not respect boundaries. Yes, that's very important. Like, if I tell you that somebody is my friend, and why is she your friend? Don't be bothered about my relationship with her. Especially if you're just coming into my life and you're talking about my friendship of like 6 years, or my sisters, or my parents. And I'm like, when did you get here? Who asked you? Like,
who asked you?
Are you serious? Or when you don't respect my job, we have dialogue with men that they just feel like, I can just pay your salary. No, I don't want you to pay my salary. I want to achieve.
Work, sit at home.
Yeah, sit at home. And I'm like, no, don't pay my salary. I want to work. I want to achieve something. I want to contribute to the society.
Not to defend men in any way. The way most African men were brought up is to provide, to be the provider.
You can still provide.
And they don't like to share their women, all right? So they feel like if this woman is exposed, she's at the workplace, she'll meet people, there's a higher chance of me losing her, blah, blah, blah. But that is also one thing. That relates to one other thing that's a red flag for me personally. Isolation.
Yes.
Yes. You meet someone, they want to isolate you from everybody.
But not for broke men. Nobody.
Oh my God!
There.
Oh my God!
Nobody wants to isolate a broke man or a broke lady.
You'll be surprised if a broke man has a good penis. I mean, a lady would
you wouldn't want to share.
You wouldn't want to share. It happens. There's no.
But it's
there isn't any template for these things. Some people are just like they want to own you. So once they come into your life, they start immediately they start blocking everybody out. Block out your parents, your siblings, your friends, your co-workers. They do all of that. They want to be the only thing that matters.
But that's not even realistically possible.
You'll be surprised.
It's not, but you'll be surprised because it's actually coming from their own, how will I put it, from their own insecurities, right? So they feel the need to be constantly reassured that for them,
they are number one
only.
They are the only one that matters. Like
so if you try to do anything for yourself, they would cry and tell you, oh, you don't love me.
Oh my God. I've met people like that,
and
actually.
that's, that leads into manipulation as well.
Emotional
and
manipulation.
all of that are just, characteristics of narcissism.
Yeah, I know, Bolawa, you're itching so badly to speak. Because have you gone through a personal
I have been through a lot in this Lagos. You guys have showed me pepper. I have story for days, actually. I have like numerous stories, especially we live in Nigeria, and we all know Nigeria now, like the society. Man is the head of the family, women are this. So a lot of men, I find that in today's society, for a woman like me, sorry, I'm not trying to shade anyone. You find like a lot of men are just walking red flags, like just walking red flags, and you be wondering like what's happening. Like you say, oh, you're not emotionally intelligent, and they're like, you see, like people that are educated, they have like BScs, masters, whatever. They're not just emotionally educated. Or maybe they work and the only thing they know is their job. They don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to articulate themselves, like communicate what they are feeling effectively. And then you're just like, how long am I going to do this?
I don't disagree with you. In fact, I agree. But women are also the same thing in this Lagos. Yes, many women are just respectfully, walking around looking for a guy that earns, that will spend 20 million naira weekly.
Shade! Some shade right there. Some shade.
So you're not wrong, honestly. But we have a lot of emotionally unintelligent people in this generation. People who can't connect with each other. And unfortunately, these days, because of memes, and I'm guilty of that, I post memes a lot. If you see my WhatsApp status, you just, So, but because there's always a quote or a meme to support.
Yes, you could be doing the wrongest thing, and there'll be a meme for it.
You could be the narcissist, you could be the monster, you could be the abuser, and you would find a meme to post on your WhatsApp status
that will make you feel better.
That will make you feel better about yourself. So this generation is always me. Everybody just wants to. It's me. And love is love. The direct translation is giving, sacrifice.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore. People just want people who would follow, do for them.
Okay.
Period. If you don't do this for me, if I'm not blah, 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 and that's that. And that also is another characteristic of narcissism. So everybody in fact, every Nigerian needs therapy. That's all I'm going to say.
We should all go for therapy.
Okay. Sorry to cut you, Bolawa. Let me just quickly explore a little bit before we go on a short break and then bring in our next guest. Right. When it comes to red flags, you're already talking about going into, the marital relationship. Why is this list that people make so important? You would see people like talk about their needs and wants and whatever, not considering the other person that is coming into their lives. And I, for one, believe that whatever list or whatever thing you have crafted, it is for you, not for the other person. That's my personal belief. So how important is this list that people make? Oh, I want this. I want this. If it's not this, then out the door. Why?
Okay. First of all, it's very okay to have a list. You want to live, you're going to live with this person for the rest of your life.
Sure.
The rest of your life. So there are things that you'll be willing to accept. There are things that you'll be unwilling to accept. So it's okay to have a list. The problem is people are not willing to compromise. It's just all about them. And then they're not willing to work on themselves either. They just know what they want, but they're not working on what they have to give, what they have to offer. Some people who have the so-called list have unresolved childhood trauma. You understand? They have things that they've done over time to chase many partners away. And somehow, everybody's always at fault except them. All right? So everybody sort of is a walking red flag. So before you come out and say boldly that this is your list, this is your mental, this is what you accept, work on yourself first. You have to make yourself, how will I put it, good enough to be someone else's partner.
Not in this generation.
Before you start making demands of anyone who's coming into your life. So when you get to that level, that you're this kind of person that you can date, that you can be friends with, and you can be proud of, then please, anyone who doesn't, how will I put it, check at least 80% of your boxes, you just, leave you alone. You should not destroy the progress you've made so far.
I would still say not in this generation, but what do you accept?
Or in this country. Imagine doing all that work, going to therapy, working on yourself, articulating yourself, and then you just jam somebody that has unresolved trauma. Hinting all your progress, like all the progress you've made in 2 years, in a month, your head
down the drain.
You are calling your therapist like, come to my house. Like, we need to see.
I heard there's this quote I heard in the movie. I love superhero movies and all. So he said that a good king will not seek out war, but must always be prepared for it. Right? So because you've done all this work, does not mean someone will not come and try to take advantage of it. Everybody likes something that is good. And they want to, so both good and bad people like good things and they just want to come. So some people are there to take advantage of it and use it for their own good. And some people are there to actually make you shine brighter. But it is your job to protect yourself. And that is why you have the said list. So to help you filter those that might want to come. So when you see those red flags, after you've done your own personal work and, you've grown personally, sure, why not? Because in as much as you don't want someone to come and destroy your growth and destroy your progress and spoil your life, it's also equally important that you don't spoil someone else's life, someone else's growth and be selfish and say, this is who I am. So it goes both ways.
I wish, I understand you, Mr. Jude, and I wish that it was as nuanced, as black and white as you were saying. I really wish that we lived in a perfect society that you can just sieve two people and say that, oh, this person is bad for me and just move forward. But the truth is that, especially in this society that we live in, this current one, it's
hard.
It's hard. People say they're not in their streets. They are not joking. You meet somebody and tell you they're not in their streets. And you'd be like, no, but me, I'm in this. And you meet people and nothing actually this.
There's something on the street. There's still something.
Do you know?
It's just harder to find.
You have to
put your hands in the dirt.
And then you do all that work, and then somebody will come and
somebody will pretend. Before you know it, a year till you be taking
and some
back.
people can pretend. Yes. In fact, some people are so good at pretending that they've even forgotten that they are pretending. They've worn this mask for so long that they've convinced themselves now that this is who they are.
Oh my God!
So when triggers come and then bring out their real selves, and you're telling them that this is who you are, they will disagree with you. That,
oh my God, he's so right.
Like that. This is not who I am.
But don't you think all of that truncates this so-called list that people make just to avoid these red flags that we're talking about?
Stay faithful to your list. Stay faithful
in
to your
Nigeria.
list.
You'll be 50 years and still be unmarried.
And that is, if you choose, look, I used to say, I always say something, that marriage is not a prerequisite for happiness.
Yes, I actually agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You understand? First of all, you need to put that at the back of your head. Know that you can be happy without being married.
Yeah.
Now, once you have that, please be faithful to your list.
Faithful to yourself. It's not the list or anything.
Your list is your preference. So by being faithful to your list, automatically
you're
being
faithful to yourself.
To yourself, you understand? So it's important. And if you keep this belief that you will find your own person, I promise you, you will. I always make an example of, this Bluetooth file transfer we used to do back in the day. You put on your Bluetooth device, your connection, and I put on mine, and I'm sending you a file. And that file is going into your device. If it gets to 99% and you switch off your Bluetooth connection, you will not get 1 byte of that file. It's gone. It has to be 100%. So if you stay faithful to your list and believe in yourself, the universe will bring your own person your way.
Okay. The universe will bring your own person to your way. And on that note, let's take a short breather. When we return, we would be going to the second half. I sound like a sports presenter, with that. Well, it has a nice ring to it. We will be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, this is the Red Room Dialogue, your favorite show. Take that to the bank. But anyways, if you just tuned in, we're still, dissecting the topic, red flags in relationships leading to marriage. And this is the second part of the show. My guest is seated. And I said my guest because Mr. Jide had to leave and our second guest had to come on set. Please welcome with me the amazing OAP extraordinaire, mom, businesswoman, Simi Sweetnes.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I feel home already.
Yeah, you're like our family member now.
Thanks for having me.
So, we have been talking about red flags in relationships.
Okay.
And we have, driven around the topic just a little bit. But I said something before we went on break that with red flags, it is relative.
Mm-hmm.
What I consider red flags could be what the other person say, that's what I want in my life.
Yes.
But very quickly, let me paint a scenario. So there is this lady that I know. Before she got married to this guy, they were dating for a long time. I wouldn't say they were high school sweethearts, more like university sweethearts. They were dating in university and then he had to travel abroad. And then he came back and she would go on and on and on about how the guy does not like to eat stew that would last till the next day.
Wow.
How he likes his beans to be cooked a certain way.
Wow.
How you must add fresh, and I mean fresh spices. So if you're adding ginger, garlic, onion, curry, thyme, pepper, they all must be fresh. You don't put powder in his food. Don't shake anything. Like things like that. And she still went ahead and married him.
Wow.
Though they're both in the abroad. And like some people would say, it's better to cry in a Lamborghini than to cry in a keke marwa.
Oh, really? But
So,
it's all cry.
all cry,
It's
no
crying.
cry.
Still tears.
Let's do it.
So, how important is it to stick to your gun?
Mm-hmm.
I know people make lists, right? But how important is it to stick to your gun? Or should we leave room for compromise?
Okay. Thank you for having me once again. From your story, I can tell one thing. The lady in question obviously didn't know. I'm sure she didn't know what she wants. She maybe just settled in because she just felt, okay, where else would I go? And because the abroad is involved. So rather than lose the chance of being in the abroad, let me just stick with this guy. And don't worry, it will change. I'll change him. Now, what you do not know is you can't change an adult.
Sure.
Yeah, an adult will only decide to change on his own terms. If he sees something that he feels, okay, I can compromise. So, crying would definitely happen, whether you cry in a Lamborghini or in a keke marwa or nape. Or you still cry. Or the level of your cry, you will determine it before you walk into it. Now, for the guy, I feel maybe he's wanting fresh food and everything, maybe because of his upbringing. But he needs to also realize that everybody can be his mother. If he wants to have fresh food, he probably will just have to go back home and get it. But let's away from that. I feel it's necessary for people to have a list. No, I don't call it a list. I want to say mental list, because when you write it down, you might kind of compromise on those. Yes. You might have a mental list of, this is the kind of things I want from a man. This is the kind of thing I like from a man to be. But you need to also understand that change, they say, is a constant thing in nature. At the time you were writing those lists, you had some certain things at the back of your mind, like, this is what I want. The time, the situation of things at that time might have prompted you to write a certain list based on what you wanted. But as time goes on, as you mature, you begin to see that some things are not even important. So you take them out. Like, this one is not as important as I thought it is. But the most important thing is when you're writing your list or making a mental list of your preferences, make realistic list.
Yeah, I was coming to that.
Thank you. Lists that are realistic, as in the real life in itself. Not some things you watch in a movie. or in some Chinese love story, because I know a lot of people watch that these days.
K-drama people.
K-drama people. So you see that and you feel like, oh, this is the kind of thing I want. See, what you see in the movie is scripted and edited. How it works in real life is not the same. Make realistic list or preference that you know will suit you, not just you, your partner. Because the person you're bringing into your life also have a role to play. So leave a room for that person.
And they may probably have their own list as well.
Exactly. So don't be so neck deep into your own list and entitlement, so to speak, leaving out the other person. Because trust me, that other person is also human. He or she might not make the whole, nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you're writing that list, you're thinking from your own point of view, not the other person. So it's important to make realistic, preferences and lists.
All right, Bolawa, I would like you to weigh in on this. What's your take?
Yeah, I totally agree with what she said. The realistic list. Yes, it's very, very important. Because you have people, especially in this society where we have the internet, people look online and they see people posting and they're like, yeah, me too, I should be able, she's not as fine as I am, and I should be able to get that. This girl is not that fine now, I'm finer than her, I should be able to get that. Or the internet makes you feel like you are closer to some things that you just are not.
Exactly.
So yes, you need to look at yourself. Look at yourself realistically. Like, what are your qualities? What are your strengths and weaknesses? And then be like, okay, yes. Then the person that I'm pulling should probably bring this to the table, bring this. I don't like saying bring to the table because it's very cliche. But yeah, this person I'm bringing should have this and this and this. It's just, you have to be realistic. Like, and self-aware.
But should an Ikorodu babe not aspire to perspire? Probably for a guy in that has properties in Banana Island, for example.
Can I say something? Can I quickly come? Now, this is one of the things that actually makes some people get depressed along the line. It is one thing for you to dream. It is one thing for you to set goals. But if those goals are not realistic, you're going to end up being depressed. And then it is normal. An Ikorodu babe can meet an Ikoyi boy or island bob guy and they work things out and things begin to work for them. You understand? Based on their mutual personality and what they can bring to the table. If your dreams and hopes and aspiration align, you can work something out. So now I need people to understand that when you're writing those lists, don't let material things be the first thing you list. Because outside of that material, he has to have more 20 million in his account.
Babe of nowadays.
Wait, I'm coming somewhere. No, babe of nowadays.
Money is important. Bolawa, am I speaking your language?
Babe of nowadays want material things, no doubt. But the question is, as much as you want that material things, are you ready to work for it? Just in case the guy is not bringing you the material, benefit that you so desire, are you willing to work for it? I believe, I'm an advocate for self-reliance, being able to do something for yourself.
Sure.
Because when you're not getting those things that you expect, you become depressed. Or you as a person, what are the things you aspire for? What are the things you want to do on your own? Because you need to bring something to the table. You understand? So you cannot be expecting so much from someone and you are not bringing anything at all. This is supposed to be a balance. So in writing your list, don't be selfish. Be realistic. Material things shouldn't be the only thing you put down. Because guess what? It will fade out. The real person, because this is somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And there are going to be good times and bad times. How are you going to stick around during the bad times?
All right, Bolawa, aspiring to aspire. What's your take?
Hi, I'm a girl's girl. And I do believe that Dululu is the Surulere. You can dare to dream. But you need to be self-aware. You need to realize that this is reaching. You need to be very realistic and know that this is reaching. Like, where would Ikorodu girl that is staying in Ikorodu and working in Ikorodu, where are you going to meet the Ikoyi boy?
I never say. Ikoyi boy if it's true.
The universe is generous.
Ikoyi boy might just
what are the chances of that? The chances of that are probably 2 in 100.
You can never say.
It's extremely strange.
Now that, okay, for instance, on social media, you meet different people. Diverse people. So you just can't social media. Also, so you cannot tell if an Ikorodu babe can eventually meet an Ikoyi boy.
And there's something called financial compatibility, my sister. Like there's actually in the real world.
That is why I said.
There's something called, you will go to his house and they will look at you like, what are you looking for?
And that is why I said, as a woman, as a lady, you should be able to work on yourself. Even as a guy, it's possible for you to meet a lady that is rich, her parents are rich and all that. But the way the potentials you have, the way you carry yourself, the things you want to do with your life will also give the guy, the lady a reason to want to invest with you or, work it out with you. But when you're not even bringing anything, trying to make anything out of your life, what do you expect them to contribute to?
Okay, so what are those non-negotiable red flags that people should look out for? That once you see, just carry your shoes, put them together, and
you want me to go first?
Yeah, please.
Okay. First of all, I feel like your mental health really do matter in a relationship or in marriage. So when you see someone that is already giving you traits of being toxic, run. You can't change such a person.
Because women always feel like they are different. Like, I'll change them.
No, you can't change anybody. I said it before.
Me.
See, I said it.
The honeymoon stage will convince you that it's not. He doesn't do like that with me. Or you rub his head. No. This is not you, Akombi. No, Akombi, this is not you.
You need to understand something. Change can only happen when the person is willing to change.
Fact.
But if that person is not willing to change, you'll just be struggling for no reason. Because you also need to understand that you might be in that relationship. You're not living for him alone. What about you? Do you understand me? So you need to, first of all, put your own mental health first. In as much as you're trying to work on him, work on yourself. Once you see that this one is toxic, I can't function under him. I can't be able to get my full potentials being married to this person. Run. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah, that is one. Two, I also think that relationships where both parties get to envy each other's success.
That one is.
When you see that this person has traits of enviness or jealousy, jealousy to her switch. There's the healthy and unhealthy jealousy. So when you see this person has traits of unhealthy jealousy, you need to run. Because before you know it, that's when domestic violence begins to happen.
I think you're even going too far. These are like deep things. Like you're already dating. I feel like first date, if you go on a date with someone that is being disrespectful to like the gate man, the waiter, don't even wait.
I was going to come there.
Don't wait.
But I'm taking it from up,
like I feel
down.
like these ones are deeper. Like you're already getting to you're spending too much time with them already.
See, what I'm saying is I'm taking it from the up, down.
No, these ones are.
Now, another thing I need people to understand is the way someone treats others is really important. From the gatesman to the waiter to your housemaid to cleaners shows how he or she is going to treat you.
Like people that can't do anything for them.
Do you understand? You look down on people. It shows that person will not have any regard for your family. Because obviously all fingers are not equal. So once you get to meet someone in your family that is not matching up to his standard or our standard, you begin to, look down on them. You need to watch out for that. Because at the end of it all of these things, this is someone you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Absolutely.
So you need to look deep, not just on the surface.
How about pretenders?
Pretend too.
Because
a lot of guys will pretend to be what they are not.
Yes. And they will make you believe that, they're this sweet, kind, and all your list will be out of the window.
I'm telling you.
You feel like you've seen, the perfect man.
Women do that too.
Yeah. So,
like, I have a story. Like, there's a lady. This one's very funny. As much as I like for people to get to know each other before they eventually, get married, I think there should also be boundaries. But this lady walked into this guy's life like as a normal girlfriend. She had accommodation issue at some point, and then he decided come stay with me for a couple of a month for you to be able to get your own accommodation. But guess what? She ended up in almost 1 year.
What?
Yes.
She moved in.
She moved in.
I ain't going nowhere.
I
ain't going nowhere.
Not just moving. She wanted to dominate everywhere. Now, this is a guy that is like a family guy. His siblings do come around, stay in his house and all that. She was already marking ground.
Territory.
Don't go there. Stay here.
Oh my gosh.
People were like, hello. Now, the worst part was she got to a point where she's the one initiating the introduction. The guy has not even engaged you or said he wants to marry you. And already you're telling me, come and know my parents. My parents want to know who I'm dating. You're already starting to pick a date for introduction. When the guy has not even proposed.
A woman that knows what she wants.
No.
If you look at it like another
I don't think she knows what she wants. She's delusional.
Like she goes for what she wants.
She's very delusional.
You know why?
All of that.
She's going to have issues in that marriage. In that relationship, and eventually force her way into it. I feel
Yes,
it speaks desperation.
you won't get the best out of the guy.
The whole thing speaks
I thought you guys
desperation
wanted
and
women
delusion.
to take charge. Women to shoot their shot.
No. Just like
Is that her shooting her shot?
Yes.
See, let me put that scenario. You don't like someone encroaching on your boundaries, right? So imagine a guy walking into your life. And you just want to be like, you're still in the talking stage, getting to know each other. And maybe a couple of months into it, he's already telling you, don't do this, don't do that. Monitoring you, telling you, let me go and know your period, when you're not even ready for it.
I have met people like that, and I'll just disappear.
You know how frustrating and choking that can
see
be.
me.
So imagine like this lady doing all of that. No, the family now gather together and be like, you know what, we got to throw this girl out. So at the end of the day, all our permutation just went out the window.
Ouch.
Try again, sis.
So you see what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to know that in trying to get what you want, don't be too desperate. There are red flags. Anybody that talks down on you and then, try to, talk to your family anyhow, someone that is rude, you can't be with those kind of people.
You can't.
So
Your final words, Bolawa, on...
and all the things I mentioned, are realistic things anyway, so.
Yeah.
Like just pay like close attention when you're trying to get to know someone, because the rest of your life is a long time. It's a very long time. And even if you guys don't end up like going all the way, like it's still a lot, and the damage is sometimes a lot to unload. So just pay attention, know the things that you can go the long way with and not tolerate, like communicate. Like I don't like this, just walk through your issues.
All right, I'll pick up on that. Communicate. You can never overemphasize the power of communication.
Yes.
If you are looking to go into a very serious relationship with someone significant, it's good that you sit that person down and talk about things. Talk about, your list, for instance, and let them talk about their list as well. And try to find a mutual ground. Yeah, like a middle ground where you can agree to disagree. Well, that's all we can take on the Red Room Dialogue today. Hope you have enjoyed yourself as much as we have enjoyed ourselves. Thank you so much, lady.
Thank you for
It was
having
a
me.
pleasure.
Okay, coming from us at iRavelStudios, we're saying we'll see you next week. Bye and God bless.
Ciao.
Bye.
Walk in for a beautiful ride in the red room. All your doubts you feel, we cater to. We dot all the I's, cross all the T's. That's what we're here to do, yeah. We'll take you on a journey. Everybody, let's go.